Hello dear students. So very happy to see you all of you after a long time. Today we are going to discuss our first chapter from class 9 mathematics, that is number system. We are very familiar with our numbers from our lower standard onwards, even 6, 7, 8. Every day we are learning about numbers. In one class we are learning one new number system. Initially we learned about natural numbers, then we came to whole numbers, then we came to integers, like that. When our class is updating, we are also learning a new number system. Now in our class 9, what we are going to learn about numbers. As we know that natural numbers, suppose if I ask how many students are there in your class, randomly if I ask a question, definitely you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. What are those numbers? Those numbers are nothing but called natural numbers or counting numbers. So the first number system which we have learned is natural number system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. These are the natural numbers. Now for these natural numbers, when we include 0, for all these natural numbers, when we include 0, these are the natural numbers. For all those natural numbers, when we include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So this new system is nothing but called whole number system. This is nothing but called whole number system. Now furtherly, for all these whole numbers, we are adding negative of a natural numbers. We are adding negative of a natural number. These are all positives. Then we are adding negative of a natural numbers, means -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. These are nothing but called integers. So integers usually we denote with I or J. So natural number starts with letter N, whole number starts with letter W, integer starts with letter I. Then why J? What is the relation with integers and the letter J? J is nothing but Jacqueline, which is a German word. In German language, Jacqueline indicates that integers. So, Jacqueline, the letter starts with J. That is the reason integers we are denoting with J. Now, today we are going to learn about rational numbers. Another number system is rational numbers. So, what are rational numbers? Means here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and negative numbers, 0 and positives. We don't have fraction type of numbers. Now where those kind of fraction type of numbers? So the rational numbers are nothing but a number which is in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p comma q are must be integers. Any number which is in the form of p by q means in a fraction form, and here p is called numerator, q is called denominator. The denominator q is not equal to 0 and p comma q are must be integers. These kind of numbers are nothing but called rational numbers. Now I have a question. Now rational numbers are denoted by which letter? Are you going to represent it with R or some other letter. So natural numbers n, whole numbers w, integers I, like the rational numbers, are you going to represent r? No, we are not going to represent rational numbers with r. Rational numbers are always represented with the letter q. Capital Q is the letter represents rational numbers. Now you have a question. Why sir? Why we are denoting with Q? What is the relation between rational numbers and the letter Q? Here Z, we have a reason why we are denoting integers with Z. Why we are denoting whole numbers with W? Why we are denoting natural numbers with N? Now why we are representing rational numbers with Q? Now I told you that the rational numbers are representing in which form? Fraction form. So P by Q means P is divided with Q. When we do division operation, what we get? We get quotient and remainder. So usually when we do division operation, at the end we get quotient. For example, 15 by 3. When we do this calculation, we have the answer 5. What is 5? 5 is nothing but called quotient. Now quotient starts with which letter? Q. That is the reason rational numbers are denoting with the letter Q. So that is the reason why the rational numbers are denoting with Q. Now when we observe here, all natural numbers are there in whole numbers. All whole numbers are also there in integers. Now all integers are there in rational numbers. Here 1 to infinity, all these are there in whole numbers. Means natural numbers are a part of a whole numbers. Now all whole numbers 0 to infinity are also part of a integers. Now what about integers? Whether integers are part of a rational numbers or not. Now that is my question. Let us see here. For example, when we have taken a number 5. 5 is called natural number, 5 is called whole number, and 5 is also called integer. Now whether this 5 is called rational number or not, that is my point. Now the 5 can be written as 5 by 1. When there is no denominator, by default the denominator we have the value 1. That is 5 can be expressed in the form of 5 by 1, which is in the form of P by Q. So that I can call it as a rational number. Now let us say -7. Now can I call -7 is a rational number? Yes, we can call it. So -7 also can be written as -7 by 1, which is in the form of P by Q. So that -7 is also called a rational number. Means all natural numbers are called whole numbers. All whole numbers are called integers. And all integers are nothing but called rational numbers. So every number system we have a connectivity. What kind of connectivity we have? See. So initially we have natural number set. In natural numbers we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. For all these natural numbers, when we add 0, then we have another number system which is called whole numbers. For all these whole numbers, when we added -1, -2, -3 and so on, minus infinity, we have another number system which is called integers. Now for all these integers, when we included the P by Q form of numbers, P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0, P comma Q or belongs to Z, which is nothing but called rational number. So natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers. These all the natural number is a subpart of rational number. Whole number is a subpart of rational number. Integers is also subpart of a rational number. Now I can call that every natural number I can say that whole number, I can say that integer, and I can say that rational number. But all rational numbers are not natural numbers. All integers are not natural numbers. All whole numbers are not natural numbers. So this is about our rational numbers. Now let us come for a number line. As we know that how to represent the numbers on a number line. In our previous classes, we have learned how to insert or how to represent natural numbers on a number line, whole numbers on a number line, integers on a number line. Now today we are going to learn how to insert a rational number onto a number line, and also how many rational numbers are there between two rational numbers. Now, for example, when this is the number line, our initial number line. First, we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on, infinity. This is our natural numbers, representing natural numbers on a number. After natural numbers, we learned about whole numbers. So that left hand side we are moving, and here we start at a 0. After we have learned about integers, again left hand side we are moving, we are continuing this number line. Then we came to know that -1, -2, -3, and so on, minus infinity. Now I have a question. Between 2 and 3, how many natural numbers are there? Between 2 and 3, how many natural numbers are there? Do you find any natural number here? No. Between 2 and 3, we don't have any natural number. Okay, between 2 and 3, do you find a whole number? Again, no. Between 2 and 3, do you find any integer? Again, no. So, between 2 and 3, we don't have a natural number, we don't have a whole number, and we don't have a integer. Now, what about rational numbers? Between 2 and 3, do you have any rational number? Now here we have a question. Between 2 and 3, we don't have a natural number, we don't have a whole number, we don't have a integer. Now, is there any rational number between 2 and 3? That is my question. For that, the answer is yes. We have rational numbers between 2 and 3. We have a rational numbers between 2 and 3. Okay. Now again question. How many rational numbers are there? How many rational numbers are there? The first question, whether we have a rational number between 2 and 3. For that the answer is yes, we have a rational number. Now the second question, how many rational numbers are there between 2 and 3? How many rational numbers are there between 2 and 3? For that again the answer is we have uncountable number of rational numbers. Uncountable means infinite. How many rational numbers are there? Uncountable number of rational numbers are there between 2 and 3. We have infinite number of rationals. Infinite number of rationals are there between 2 and 3. Okay. Then how to find those rational numbers? Now we know, yes, we have a rationals and we know how many rationals are there. Now the question is how to find those rational numbers? How to find those rational numbers? Yes, For that, we have a formula. What is that formula? If A and B are two rationals, then A plus B by 2 is the rational number between A and B. So this is the formula for finding the rational numbers between any two given rational number. Here A plus B by 2 is nothing but average of the given numbers. So A and B are two rational numbers. Now between these two, how many rational numbers are there? Means infinite rational numbers are there. So among the infinity, if you want to find a few rational numbers, this is the formula we have to use. A plus B by 2 for finding the rational numbers between two rational numbers. For example, here I have a number 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 by 2 is nothing but 5 by 2. It is one rational number. When we have taken 2 and 5 by 2, now again I have 2 plus 5 by 2 by 2, which comes for us 9 by 4. It is another rational number. When we have taken 2 and 9 by 4, 2 plus 9 by 4 by 2. So we have 17 by 8. This is another rational number. When we have 2 and 17 by 8, so 2 plus 17 by 8 by 2, we have 33 by 16. Like that, now you see between 2 and 3, I have 5 by 2 is a rational number, 9 by 4 is a rational number, 17 by 8 is a rational number, 33 by 16 is a rational number. Like that, if you keep on continuing that calculation, you can find infinite number of rational numbers. So between any two rational numbers, we have infinite number of rational numbers. That is about rational numbers. Now I have another question. So natural numbers we know, whole numbers, integers, rationals, all we know. Other than rationals, do you have any number? Is there any other number system we have? Maybe we may have. Then what is it? What it is? Then what it is means now we need to know. Other than rationals are called what? For example, I will have a simple question. There are 30 students in a class 9. There are 30 students in a class 9. In that, 20 are boys. 20 are boys. Now remaining 10 are girls. When there are 10 girls, then what would remaining? The remaining 20 are boys. Similarly, when we have a number system, a few we have rational. Now other than rationals are called. Now other than boys are called girls. Other than girls are called boys. Now other than rationals are called what? Rational numbers we know. A number which is in the form of p by q is called a rational number. Now other than rationals are called what? That we are going to see here. Now, other than rationals, we call, for example, I have square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, and so on. What these numbers are called? They are also numbers. Now, what we have to name it? Yes, you know that they are square roots. Very good. Other than square roots, what we call? Other than square roots, is there any name for these? Yes, we have. What means irrationals. Irrationals. So for rationals, opposite is irrational. For boys, opposite is girls. For girls, opposite is boys. In a class, 20 are boys. Other than boys are nothing but called girls. In class, 10 girls are there. Other than girls are called boys. Similarly, rationals, other than rational numbers are called irrational. For irrational, we have three definitions. Let me explain. Definition number 1. First definition, which is not a rational, a symbol, which is not a rational number, means not possible to express in the form of p by q. Somebody will come and ask you, what is rational and what is irrational? Irrational means simply you can say that which is not a rational number. Then somebody will ask what is rational means. Don't say that which is not irrational. For rationals we have a definition which is in the form of p by q. Then what is irrational means which is not a rational. Which is not a rational. Now what is rational means, don't say that which is not irrational. So irrational number, the first definition we have, which is not a rational number. Again we have another definition. Number which cannot be represented in the form of p by q. A number which cannot be represented in the form of p by q. It is another definition of irrational numbers. Now again we have third definition. What is the third definition? Square root of any whole number, square root of any whole number is not a whole number, is not a whole number. Then the number is called, irrational. Then the number is called irrational. So definition 1 and 2 you can understand very easily. What is the definition 1? Which is not a rational number. Definition 2, which cannot be represented in the form of p by q. Now the definition 3. What is the definition 3? Square root of any whole number is not a whole number. Means what? Let us see. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 400 is 20. Like that, when we observe all these square roots, 1 is a whole number and its square root is also a whole number. 4 is a whole number, again its square root is also a whole number. 9 is a whole number, its square root 3 is also a whole number. 100 is a whole number, its square root 10 is also a whole number. So, in these examples, what we are observing, square root of a whole number is a whole number. So that all these are nothing but called rationals. All these are nothing but called rationals. Now come to here. 2 is a whole number. Now what is square root of 2? What is the value of square root of 2? So Square root of 2 is approximately 1.414. This is approximated value. Square root of 2 is how much? 1.414. Similarly, square root of 3, 1.732. This is also approximated. Like that, for root 5, root 6, root 7, we have all approximated values. Now you observe here, 2 is a whole number, but square root of 2 is not a whole number. 3 is a whole number, square root of 3 is also not a whole number. 5 is a whole number, its square root is not a whole number. So, square root of a whole number is not a whole number. Such kind of numbers are called irrational numbers. I hope you are very clear now. First definition is very easy. Second one is also very easy. Now the third one. Just you have to think a while. Square root of any whole number is not a whole number, then the number is called irrationals. So root 2, root 3, root 5, root 6, root 7 and so on. All these are nothing but called irrational numbers. All these are nothing but called what? Irrational numbers. Now I have a question. Okay sir, very good, irrational numbers are over. Now, how to represent irrational numbers? So, natural numbers are denoted with n, whole numbers denoted with w, integers are denoted with z or I, rationals are denoted with q. Then what about irrationals? By which letter we are going to represent irrationals? Can we represent with I? No. Irrationals are denoted with S. The letter S. Now again we have a question. Why with S, sir? Why with S? Irrationals are also called surds. Irrationals are also called surds. S-U-R-D-S. Surds. Irrationals are called surds. So here the first letter we have yes. That is the reason irrationals are represented with the letter yes. Now I have one more question. Sir, now I have a root 2. Now root 2 I can write in the form of root 2 by 1. Now it is in the form of p by q. Now tell me, is it not a rational number? Is it not a rational number? Definitely you will have a doubt. Earlier you told that 5 is a 5 can be written as 5 by 1, then it is a rational number, sir. Now similarly, root 2 I can write it as root 2 by 1 and it is also there in the form of p by q. Why can't we call it as a rational number? Why we are telling that it is an irrational number? That is my question. Now, definitely almost all the students may have this kind of doubt. Let me clarify your doubt. Root 2 by 1, yes, very good, we can write it, and it is also there in the form of p by q. Very good. Now we have a condition that, what is that condition? P comma q all must be integer. This condition we have to remember. If you forget this condition, you will not get the answer. This condition is important. What is that condition? P and q are integer. This is the symbol we call belongs to. So p and q are belongs to integers. Means p and q are integer number. Now tell 1 is integer. Root 2. Root 2 is integer. No, root 2 is not a integer. So it is not a rational number. What it is called? Irrational number. Okay. Now I know rational numbers and I know irrational numbers. Like I told you one example. We have 20 boys and 10 girls. Now 20 plus 10, 30. All these 30 students makes a class. 20 boys and 10 girls are there. When we combine 20 boys and 10 girls, what we are getting? We are getting a class of 9. Now I have a rational numbers and I have a irrational number. When I combine these two, when rationals and irrational both can be combined, what we get? When boys and girls are added, means when boys and girls are merged, we have a class. Now when rationals and irrationals are merged, what we get? That we see now. Now, when rationals and irrationals are merged together, what we have? Let me explain. Rationals. Rational numbers are denoted with Q. Irrational numbers are denoted with S. When we combine these two, when rationals and irrationals are combined or merged together, what we have? We have real numbers. What we have? Real numbers. Real numbers are denoted with capital R. Real numbers are nothing but rationals union S. Here this symbol is nothing but called union. This is nothing but operations on sets. Sets concept is different concept, so it is not required for you. This symbol is nothing but called union. So what this symbol gives us? Combination. Now we are going to merge rationals and irrationals. By merging of rationals and irrationals, we have a new number system which is called real numbers. So now all numbers are part of a real numbers. All numbers are part of a real number. As per our school base, the biggest number system is nothing but called real numbers. Further, when you go for higher education, there you are going to learn a new number system. But up to 10th standard, we have the greatest number system is real numbers. So how you are getting real number means the combination of rationals and irrationals is called real numbers, and real numbers are denoted with capital R. This is about rational numbers. Okay. Now another concept I have. As we know that converting rational numbers into decimals we know. Now decimals converting into rational numbers also we know. How to convert rationals into decimals? How to convert decimals into rationals? Here we have two types of decimals also. We have two types of decimals. What are they? Now we are going to discuss about converting rationals into decimal form. Later we will learn how to convert decimals into rationals. That we explain now. Now the concept is converting rationals into a decimals. What is our concept? Converting rationals into a decimals. Now, how to convert rationals into a decimal? Now we are going to learn. Later we will learn how to convert decimals into rationals. For example, now I have a rational number. Let us say about 1 by 2. Now 1 by 2 is what? A rational number. Easily we can convert into decimal. What we get? 0.5. 0.5. If I have 1 by 4, this decimal form is 0.25. How to get it is by applying the normal division. So 1 we should divide with 4, simply we will get 0.25. Now I have 1 by 3. Now what is the value of 1 by 3? Let me calculate. Now 1 we are going to divide with 3. How to divide? You know the divisions. So first 3 zeros are 0, 1, taking point 0, 3 threes are 9. Again the remainder comes 1. Again I can take 0, 3 threes are 9. Again 1, 0, 3 threes are 9, 1, 0, 3 threes are 9, 1, 0, 3 threes are 9, 1. Like that, this 1 is never ending process. 1 is a never ending process. If you keep on continuing this division process, everywhere the remainder gets us 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. When the remainder, when you are getting 1, here the quotient value, what we are getting? 3, 3, 3, 3, and so on. Up to how many is? Infinite numbers. So, how long you continue that calculation, those many quotients will come. Means those many 3's are coming. So, the value of 1 by 3 is nothing but 0.3333 and so on. And so on. Now, for example, if we discuss about 1 by 7, we discuss about 1 by 7. Now what is 1 by 7? Now 1 by 7 is a rational number. Let us convert it into the form of decimals. Let us see here. Now 1 I am dividing with 7. 7 zeros are 0, 1, 0.0, 7 ones are 7, 3, 0, 7 fours are 28, 2, 0, 7 twos are 14, 6, 0, 7 8s are 56, 4, 0, 7 5s are 35, 5, 0, 7 7s are 49, 1. Now, initially we have started with 1. Again here the remainder we got 1. Means, again if you continue the calculation, again if you continue the division, these decimals will continue. Means, again what you will get? Again you will get 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. Again if you keep on continuing, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. Like that, it will continue up to infinite number of times. Now what is 1 by 7? 1 by 7 is a rational number. Now this 1 by 7 we are converting into the decimal form. When we convert into decimal form, what we get? 0.142857, 1428557, 1428557, and so on. It is also never ending process. Never ending process. Now here you have total 4 examples. Example 1, example 2, example 3, and example number 4. In 1 and 2 examples, we have very short answer. 0.5, 0.25. It is very easy to calculate and the answer is also very simple for us. Now in the third and fourth examples, the answers are too big. The calculation is not ending. If you keep on doing, the remainder will get, the quotients will get. How many times? Uncountable number of times. 0.5 is also called a decimal. 0.25 is also called a decimal. Now 0.333 and so on is also called a decimal. 0.142857, 142857, 142857 is also called a decimal. Now what is the difference between 0.5 and 0.333? What is the difference between 0.25, 0.142857, 142857, 142857? Is there any special? Yes, we have a special. That I want to tell you. So decimals are two types. One is terminating decimal, another one is non-terminating decimal. What they are? Terminating, non-terminating. Terminating means there is a end for calculation. There is a end for the calculation. Means 0.5, 0.25. Here we have one exact answer. Means the calculation is getting end. When we try to do the division, you are getting the reminders 0. For example, when 1 by 2, when 1 is divided with 2 zeros are 0, 1.0, 2 fives are 10. Here the remainder what we are getting 0. But here what the remainder we are getting 1. In this case the remainder is 0. But in this case remainder is not equal to 0. Where the remainder gets 0, that decimal is called terminating decimal. Where the remainder is not equal to 0, such kind of decimals are called non-terminating decimal. So from these examples we can understand decimals are two types. One is terminating decimal, another one is non-terminating decimal. In our next class, we discuss in detail what is decimal, what are the terminating decimal, what are the non-terminating decimal. Again in non-terminating decimal, do you have any kind of decimals? That and all we discuss in our next class. Hari Om. Thank you.